The UK, Italy and Japan have announced that they will jointly develop a next-generation fighter jet by 2035.
What if Japan's newest fighter jet wasn't bound by the laws of physics? Rumours of impossible manoeuvres, classified tech hidden behind guarded hangars. A war machine so advanced, even global superpowers are scrambling to catch up. Has Japan quietly unleashed the most sophisticated fighter the world has ever seen? One that rewrites everything we thought we knew about aerial combat? Or is this the greatest military illusion of our time? Before a machine like this can take off, there's always a reason behind its creation. And in Japan's case, that reason might just surprise you. Secretive beginning. Japan usually keeps things low-key militarily. After World War II, its constitution kept its forces defensive. No flexing, just protecting the homeland quietly. But the world around Japan hasn't stayed quiet. China has grown bolder, sending ships and jets into contested airspace near the East China Sea. North Korea has turned missile launches into a monthly routine. And Russia, well, it hasn't stopped reminding everyone it's still a Pacific power. For a long time, Japan leaned on its partnership with the United States. That meant American hardware, American tech, and a lot of American oversight. The F-35s, for example, were a big step forward. They gave Japan stealth and strength. But even then, something was missing. Those jets weren't built for Japan's unique challenges, and they definitely weren't built by Japan. Then, in 2016, Japan officially retired its aging fleet of F-2 fighters. These planes had served their time. They were reliable, sure, but outdated. The easy move would have been to grab more F-35s and call it a day. But Japan didn't take the easy route. Instead of simply replacing the F-2, they set out to build something that could leap beyond anything flying today. They didn't want a fifth-gen jet, so the FX project began. It's now called the Global Combat Air Programme, GCAP, a joint effort between Japan, the UK, and Italy. It actually sounds like a group project, but that's not it. Japan is in the driver's seat. She is contributing the majority of the tech, doing most of the early development, and even picked the first CEO to lead the whole thing. And there's something that makes it more interesting. Japan would have partnered with the US again, but they didn't. Why? Because this time, they wanted full control over the design. They wanted to develop their own systems, write their own code, and make changes without needing foreign approval. This is something the US doesn't always allow. So Japan looked across the Atlantic instead. The UK had its Tempest project. Italy had systems expertise. Their timelines lined up. And most importantly, they shared a vision, and that is to build something new, powerful, and future-proof. Together, they aim to roll out the first fully functional fighter by 2035. A plane that can replace not just Japan's old fleet, but also Europe's Typhoons. One jet serving multiple countries, ready for an entirely different kind of air war. The beginning felt almost invisible, but behind the scenes, something major was set in motion. And now, it's gaining speed. A new jet. Let's be real. You don't build a warplane like this unless something's pushing you to the edge. For Japan, the pressure has been building for years. The neighborhood's heating up. China's military keeps expanding. North Korea keeps launching test missiles like it's a weekend hobby. And Russia keeps making, well, not so quiet moves in the Pacific. Meanwhile, the jets Japan's been flying are the Mitsubishi F-2s. They are actually good planes in their prime, but that prime was back in the 90s. They're aging fast, and in air combat, outdated tech is a losing hand. The pilots and commanders know it. So Japan had two choices, either patch the old fleet or build something no one sees coming, and went with option 2. The program was codenamed FX, but it didn't take long before people started calling it something else. Godzilla. Not because it's destructive, but because it's big, bold and impossible to ignore. The name stuck for a reason. Reports say the FX will be bigger than the F-22 Raptor. That's no small feat. Bigger means more room for fuel, weapons, sensors, and tech we probably haven't even heard of yet. This isn't some sleek, minimalist stealth jet. It's a full-blown power move with wings. But Japan didn't stop at size. The guts of this machine are built for the future. Instead of heavy, clunky hydraulic systems, the FX uses electric actuators. That's lighter, faster, and opens up internal space. More room means more flexibility, whether it's carrying hypersonic missiles or packing in extra stealth tricks. And that's the real story here. Japan isn't aiming to match the F-35 or Russia's Su-57. They're trying to leap ahead by designing a jet that leads, analyzes, and evolves mid-battle. Japan hasn't built a fighter on this scale since the F-2. And even then, that was a joint project with the US. This time, they're leading, designing, and commanding. For a country known more for bullet trains, stepping into the front line of fighter innovation is a statement. So when you hear about this jet, don't think of it as Japan trying to keep up. Think of it as a warning shot to the future. So now that we know why Japan set this plan in motion, the real question is, what exactly are they building that has everyone so curious? What makes the FX defy physics? Okay, let's get one thing straight. The FX isn't your typical fighter jet. It's not trying to imitate what's already out there. It's built to blow past it. The first thing that catches your eye is the size. Just like we said earlier, this thing is big, way bigger than the F-22 Raptor. And in the fighter jet world, size means power. It's built for long missions over the Pacific, not short dogfights over city skies. Now, powering this beast are two IHI XF91 engines. Each one pushes out around 30,000 pounds of thrust when the afterburners kick in. It's a lot of power, to be honest. But then, here's where it gets wild. Together, those engines can generate up to 180 kilowatts of electrical output. It can handle over twice as much as other fighter jets. Basically, it's like flying a super powerful computer that always has power and is fully armed. This electrical power unlocks a ton of possibilities. High-end sensors, advanced radar, maybe even future energy weapons. This jet is being built to handle all of it. Most planes struggle to power their systems and weapons at the same time. And while other countries are still figuring things out, the FX might already be ahead of the curve. But raw power is only half the story. Let's talk about stealth. Japan's engineers went full sci-fi with the design. The FX uses carbon fiber reinforced polymers, making it lightweight but tough. Instead of piecing the body together with bolts, they're using adhesive molding. That means it's built with fewer seams and smoother lines, which makes it harder to catch. It also has internal weapon bays, so nothing hangs outside the frame. The air ducts are curved deep inside the body, making it harder for radar to catch a clean signal. Adding to that is the electromagnetic wave absorbers, and the whole thing is designed to slip past radar unnoticed. But the real showstopper is the skin. This jet's outer shell literally acts as a sensor. They've turned the airframe into a massive radar antenna, using what's being called smart skin. So instead of having one nose-mounted radar, the entire body can scan, detect, and track threats from multiple angles. It's like giving the plane its own full-body awareness. This sensor technology provides quicker responses and improved targeting, leading to complete battlefield awareness even before any missiles are launched. And now we have the movement. Instead of using old hydraulic systems to control the jet, the FX uses electric actuators. This basically means faster response times, less weight, and fewer moving parts. It's stealthier on the inside and smoother on the outside. Everything about the design is cleaner, lighter, and smarter. Now, this is the part that starts to feel unreal. With that much power, flexibility, and radar coverage, could the FX actually pull off moves that other jets can't? Some experts are asking if this fighter might maneuver in ways that push past the limits we're used to seeing. Could it shift mid-air like it's breaking rules? Could it dodge missiles faster than radar can track? There's also a conversation about thrust vectoring. If the engines can change direction while flying, the pilot could swing the jet into turns most aircraft would never survive. It's not confirmed, but the engine design hints at some seriously wild potential. So when people say the FX defies physics, they don't mean it's rewriting science. They mean it's designed to outperform expectations in every direction: speed, stealth, power, awareness, and agility. This jet is not built for today's battles. It's built for the future. And the more we learn, the more one question keeps popping up. If this jet really flies the way it's built, what else is Japan getting ready to reveal? A jet like this is impressive on its own, but the real story starts when you look at what it's capable of launching, the weapons that change the game. Having power is great, but what the FX does with that power is where it gets really impressive. We've talked about the FX's power, stealth, and raw presence, but things start to feel different towards this direction. Because when you look at what this jet is equipped to do, you stop thinking of it as just a fighter and start seeing it as something else entirely. Let's talk about the cockpit. The FX will have an AI co-pilot that helps the human pilot. The AI will manage things like threats, data, and system checks. This lets the pilot focus on the battle, not the controls, and it could be the key to winning in a battle. This AI system is all about getting things done smoothly. It filters out the chaos and makes decisions easier, faster, and smarter. There are even rumors of future versions where the jet might handle full maneuvers or engage targets without needing the pilot's constant input. This isn't just a guess. It's where fighter technology is going. The helmet is also a key. Instead of looking at a standard dashboard or head-up display, the FX pilot wears a helmet-mounted system that puts everything they need, like target markers, speed, altitude, and radar visuals, right into the visor. If you've seen how the F-35 helmet works, this is in the same league, maybe even better. You look at a threat, and the system locks it. You don't need to touch anything. Wherever you turn your head, the jet's brain follows. The FX transforms flying, making it feel less like a mechanical process and more like a natural extension of your own instincts. The aircraft anticipates your moves, responding seamlessly to your commands. You're focused on the mission's objectives, not the complexities of the controls. This makes the pilot faster, and in combat, speed is survival. The FX goes beyond just seeing what's ahead. Due to sensor fusion, it combines radar, infrared, satellite feeds, and data from nearby aircraft into one clear, real-time picture. It gives the pilot full awareness in every direction, even of things they can't physically see. If there's any enemy fighter behind a mountain, it'll show up. Even incoming missiles from beyond visual range are already tracked. This goes even deeper with high-speed data links. The FX can send and receive information instantly across the battlefield. It can connect with friendly fighters, drones, ships, and command centers, forming a network that operates like one mind. One jet can scan, another can strike, a third can jam. Everything moves together and is very coordinated. And the idea that the FX could command a swarm of drones in battle is the part that starts to blur the line between science fiction and reality. Think of it like a quarterback calling the shots mid-flight. The pilot leads, and multiple autonomous drones respond, spreading out, jamming enemy systems, scouting ahead, or even launching attacks on their own. Some of these drones may already be in the works. Japan has been checking out unmanned fighters that fly with crewed jets. And if the FX is designed from the ground up with this in mind, it's not hard to imagine a future where one pilot is managing a mini air force from the sky. But the bigger picture is that the FX isn't built around weapons the way older jets were. It's built around information and control. Every system is designed to help the pilot make faster choices with better intel. Missiles and guns still matter, of course, but the real edge is knowing more, seeing farther and reacting first. This makes the jet more than just a weapon. It turns it into the brain of the battle. And if the FX can handle all of this, then how long until it doesn't need a pilot at all? That's not a small upgrade. It's a whole new way to fight in the sky. And from the looks of it, Japan is getting ready to lead that change. Speaking of drones, Japan isn't treating them like sidekicks. They're building them to be full-on teammates in the sky. The loyal wingman, drones and network warfare. You know what changes the game? Giving a fighter jet its own squad, and that's what Japan is doing with the FX and its new combat drones. These drones don't need babysitting. They're built to think and act fast, and if one gets hit, the mission doesn't fall apart. The FX keeps flying and keeps leading a team of drones that don't need rest or oxygen. It's a team effort, but with machines that don't need oxygen or sleep. Now, the fascinating part is that this whole setup runs on networked warfare. This means every piece communicates to the others. Jet to drone, drone to base, base to satellite. Information flows instantly. If a drone picks up enemy radar, the FX knows before the pilot even turns their head. If a ground team spots trouble, it shows up in the pilot's helmet display in real time. The FX is literally connected to everything. In October 2024, Mitsubishi developed loyal wingmen, specially designed to fly alongside the FX. One drone focuses on scouting and sensors, the other is packed with weapons. The idea is simple, is to let these drones do the risky stuff like draw enemy fire, gather intel, or strike targets, while the FX stays in command. This turns the FX into more than a fighter jet. It becomes a command center in the sky. It's not just dodging missiles and dropping bombs, it's coordinating a full-blown digital battle. Do you think the FX could lead a fully AI-driven air force someday? Here's how it could work. The FX takes off with a drone fleet. Each drone has a task, jamming radars, scouting, or carrying missiles. They all communicate with the FX. The pilot sees the big picture, and the system does the rest. It's like chess, but the board changes on its own. Sounds like science fiction, right? But it's already in motion. Other countries are testing similar programs. The US has the Ghost Bat. The UK is building Storm Shroud drones. And Japan? Well, they are leading the game. They've signed deals, poured money into research, and begun laying the groundwork for loyal wingmen to be part of everyday missions. And what makes Japan's approach different is how early they started integrating this concept. They're not building drones after the jet. They're designing both together, making sure the communication systems, radar tech, and AI all click from day one. This makes the FX the centerpiece of a future war network. One jet, multiple drones, and real-time coordination across land, sea, and air. It's not really an upgrade, but it's a new kind of warfare. The idea of a fighter jet with a digital squad sounds futuristic. But Japan's FX makes you think maybe the future is already flying. So far, the FX sounds like a serious contender. But how does it hold up when you put it next to the world's top fighters? How does it stack up? Comparisons and controversy. You can't build a fighter jet like the FX and not expect comparisons. It's part of the game. You see, Japan's next-gen aircraft sounds like a dream, but how does it actually measure up against the best in the world? Let's start with the big one, the F-35. The F-35 has been flying combat missions for years. It's backed by a massive global fleet loaded with battle-tested tech and networked into a tightly woven web of sensors, satellites, and allied systems. It knows how to fight as part of a team, but while it's a tech marvel, it wasn't built for wild dogfights or crazy G-force turns. This is where the FX could pull ahead. From what we've seen, the FX promises sharper maneuverability. Its shape is cleaner. It's rumored to be stealthier too. Not in a flashy way, but in how it slips under radar, dodges detection, and hits before it's spotted. If the F-35 is the quarterback calling plays, the FX might be the ghost on the field. But when it comes to digital warfare like the sensor fusion, real-time targeting, drone management, the F-35 is still the gold standard. It's been tested, tweaked, and updated more times than we can count. The FX is racing to catch up in that area. Now, let's shift the focus to Russia's stealth fighter, the Su-57. The Su-57 looks fast. It sounds mean. But it has had a rocky path. Only a handful are in service, and many analysts say it still doesn't match true 5th-gen stealth standards. The FX, by contrast, is shaping up to be more refined. Better electronics, cleaner stealth profile, stronger backing from solid industrial partners. This gives Japan the edge in stealth and avionics. But when it comes to raw missile loadouts or speed, the Su-57 still packs a punch. But then the rumors swirling around make things a little murky. There's been talk that parts of the FX's design were once floated in the US and quietly passed over. Some even point to the YF-23, the jet that lost out to the F-22 back in the 90s. The YF-23 was known for its sleek, stealth-first design and long range. It didn't win the contract, but some believe Japan studied it closely, maybe even picked up where Northrop left off. So the question remains, is the FX a bold leap into the future, or is the hype outpacing the hardware? Let us know in the comments section below what you have to say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. To enjoy more content like this, tap on the next video on your screen.